Good day, everyone. This is T-Bot. This time around, we're not talking about LD Affairs International. I want us to talk about mass failure of UTME and JAMB in our nation. In 2023, only 23% of people passed JAMB, scored above 200. In 2024, only 24% of students who attempted JAMB scored above 200. This year, 2025, only 22% of candidates who attempted JAMB scored above 200. That is, out of about 1.9 million people who attempted this exam, 1.5 million candidates scored below 200. How did we get here as a nation, as a family, as a people, as a person? If you are doing JAMB and you are looking at me, and how can we get out of this? By this, the implication is that for the past 3 to 4 years, some students have been trying to gain admission into the university and they couldn't secure admission. 3 to 4 years that they would have used to graduate in another country. Even in this country, they would have been in final year. That meant that the students who understood what it takes to pass JAMB 3 years ago will be in final year now. And the students who doesn't understand what it takes to pass JAMB are still writing and still attempting the examination up till now. The reason is not far-fetched, and we shouldn't just be looking at the government alone. We should take personal responsibilities. As a tutor, that is what I'm here for. 4 years ago, I actually stopped JAMB tutorial in my center. We have Cambridge, who paid millions of naira for the tutorial. We have IELTS, we have SATs, WAEC. But to me, all these other categories of students, all these students who came in for all these other exams seem to understand what they are in for, but not JAMB students. Did we lack the proper orientation from our secondary schools? Or it is not something that we think we should take serious? If you want to do WAEC, you started from SS1, SS2, then you do revision SS3, and you present yourself for WAEC. Then how come when you want to do JAMB, you are coming to tutorial 3 months to the time? I told you, I'm no longer doing JAMB in my tutorial, so I am not advertising. I'm not even going to mention my name or the name of the tutorial throughout this talk. I just want to, brainstorm with the parents of JAMB candidates that they themselves don't know what it takes. Because I try to talk to students, why are you just coming 3 months to the exam, 4 months to the exam, and almost 90% of them will say it is my parent that said I should wait till when the exam is approaching. I don't understand. Why would you tell your child to wait till when the exam is approaching before coming to register for tutorial? When, for example, the JAMB of 2026, so let us just go straight to the solution. The JAMB of 2026, if you know you or your child is writing it, you should start the tutorial June 2025. So you do the tutorial 6 months, from June to December, 6 months. By that time, because of the secondary school WAEC foundation that you already have, if you do, because I realize that some students don't even have WAEC foundation, and the parent presented them to go and be writing JAMB. You want to take them and you realize that this subject, these students does not even understand SS1 syllabus of this particular subject. So what are we talking about? Is it that as parents, we don't know the level of our students from SS1, SS2, and SS3, and we present them for JAMB? And when there is mass failure, we'll be complaining about the system, about the leaders. That one is a topic on its own. But in the midst of all this, I'm telling you that some students are still passing, they are still scoring 300, and they're still going to the university to study their desired courses. Those students understood, their parents understood what it takes. So I'm saying this to the parent. Maybe I'm going to do the Yoruba version of this. I'm saying this to parents who doesn't seem to understand what it takes to pass JAMB. To parents who send students to tutorial 2 months to the exam, 3 months to the exam. By the time you enter 2026 January, your child should only come to tutorial for revision, not for studying or reading new topic. He or she ought to have covered all the topics. So if you don't want them to attend tutorial since June 2025, create a system that will allow them to concentrate and read at home, and make sure you get someone to be accessing them, because at times when you are out of the house, they are glued to social media, they are glued to their phone, and that was even a topic on its own. But as a parent, you can control this. And if you think you cannot control it, take them to a center where you can get someone to monitor them, because JAMB still remain the hope of the masses to gain admission for their children into the university. JUPEB is about 1 million naira. IJMB is about 850,000 naira. Foundation of those universities is over 1 million naira to 1.5 million. Cambridge is about 4 million naira. JAMB still remain the cheapest that you can use to gain admission for your children. Let us understand what it is, what it is not, and give it all it takes for our children to pass. I hope you are aware that the children of the wealthy don't do JAMB. The children of our leaders are the do JAMB. 80% at least of the children of our leaders and of the wealthy don't do JAMB. It is the children of the masses that are doing it. So I hope and I wish that we all have proper orientation. I think I want to embark on orientation to parents of what JAMB is and how we should guide our children to understanding what it is and give them the necessary support. Can you imagine someone pursuing writing JAMB for the past 3 to 4 years? And this year, majority of them still scored below 200. It's not going to be federal government that will come and fix this for us. It's not going to be Ministry of Education that will fix majority of what is on the ground. But self-preparation goes a long way in eradicating or minimizing this mass failure. Why we now advocate to government to adjust what they need to adjust from their own end. We, the masses, we, the parents, the students, need to know what it takes and give it. If it's going to be, it is up to you. In the midst of this, I repeat, some students are still scoring very high. They brought a student to me years back that she wanted to go to UI by all means, and the parents have been encouraging her to go to other universities. So the father brought her to me to, counsel her so that she will accept the admission that other university gave her. So they brought her to me, and in talking to this girl, I saw her determination. She was so determined to go to UI, and she wanted medicine, UI medicine, nothing less. I was like, you can also do it in this other. And the way she was talking, I called the father out. I said, this is a very determined girl. She values excellence a lot. I don't think we should discourage her to lower her dream. If there's anything, we should encourage her to even aim higher. So I am not ready to tell her to aim lower. I'm just going to go in there and tell her what it takes to score what she will need to gain admission to study medicine in UI. And so I went in. The father was like, okay, we have talked. See, I don't want to mention her name. If you can score 280 something, I said, no, I'm not even planning 280 with you. 300. If you can let us work towards 300, your name will appear on the merit list. So it is achievable. It might be difficult, but it is achievable. And she said, yes, I'm willing. I'm ready to give it all it takes. And I said, then let's go. And so we started, and by the time she did JAMB and the result came out, this girl scored 313 in JAMB. And she came out of the merit list of UI. She's in UI now studying medicine. I'm not saying my center did any magic on her. We told her what it takes. And she took up the challenge. She did her best. Life rewards efforts. We did our own. We could do the best at our center. We could download everything that she needed. And she might refuse to upload it into her life. But she did upload. She did follow the guidance. She did follow the requirements. And the rest is history. So my dear parents and students, remember, JAMB still remains the cheapest way of gaining admission into the university. And you know, education is a leveler. You don't joke with it. What you score this year determines how your next year will be. What you score next year to gain admission determines the remaining 5 years of your life. And the kind of course, the type of course that they gave you determines the kind of job opportunities you'll be battling with in the future. So did you see how it started and where it's leading to? Therefore, know that life is a serious business. It is not a playground. I stopped JAMB from my center 4 years ago because I don't like the attitude of JAMB students and JAMB parents towards the exam. They don't seem to understand what it takes. They don't seem to understand that JAMB is a combination of O-level and A-levels. They simply think that JAMB students, JAMB class is a playground. While other students, other category of students, IELTS, SAT, Cambridge, they are reading despite, you know, the fact that even the abroad exams are not as tough as Nigerian exams. They will read, they are scoring higher. It is the JAMB student that are thinking that is a child play. I'm here to tell you that it is not a child play. If you give it the seriousness that it takes, you are going to score your desired score and get to desired results to go to your desired university. I wish you the best. See you at the top. Thank you for your attention.